Hi, my name's Steve and welcome to the Seaside Allotment channel. And it's blowing a gale outside, and if you're anything like me, you're a bit obsessed about the weather. And so today I thought I'd talk a little bit about my favourite weather apps. I've got them on my phone and I've got them on my PC. They've got relative pros and cons, and yeah, I'll take you through them. There's only two, but they've both got their strengths and weaknesses. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is my favourite app, and so this is Weather Pro. I'm showing it on the iPad just because it's a little bit easier to see what's going on. And basically what you've got is, I think it's 14 days weather prediction. Obviously it gets incredibly inaccurate the further you go out, but you can show the rainfall, wind speed, sunlight hours, temperature, pressure. It's fantastic. Gives you a really good kind of planning horizon. I'm just going to open up Edinburgh because it's just a little bit not much going on in the weather in St Annes right now. So somewhere here we should have Edinburgh, and I think it's a bit more rainy in Edinburgh, so there we go. So that's kind of, you know, really why I like it. You get this incredibly fine-grained view of the weather conditions, and you get the actual total rainfall projected for the day, which on Saturday in Edinburgh is 8.5. You've got a satellite map so you can see exactly what's going on. You can see the wind speed as it varies through the day, sunlight hours as they vary through the day. And one of the things I really like about it is if you look at the temperature, you get the maximum and the minimum temperatures. So the minimum is the black line and the maximum is the yellow line. And what you also get, which is hard to see here, but it's kind of this light blue, and it calls it the feels like temperature. But what that actually is the wind chill. And particularly in winter, our kind of, well, actually even last week, the wind chill was really quite a lot lower than the minimum temperature. And that was what was killed a lot of potatoes, for example, around where we are, because the wind chill got down to something like -5, although the actual temperature was only down to about 0. So that is a really useful thing to have, and that's something that I've only really seen in Weather Pro, so really like that. You can kind of drill down into a particular day. You can get lots of detailed information hour by hour. Really is a fantastic application, and it's even better on the iPhone. So next I just wanted to show you Windy, which is my second favourite app. It's just visually stunning, and I really love it. It's got incredibly detailed forecast information again, just like Weather Pro in many ways, but it's got a few unique features which I really like. So one of them is the ability to kind of drill down to a really nice fine resolution map. And so in my case now I can see exactly, so basically the screen is now showing the location of the allotments, and I can see exactly where the wind direction is, and I can scroll across this and see how the weather is going to change. Wind direction is going to change kind of hour by hour. That allows me to make great decisions about which polytunnel doors to open, how much to open the doors, how much to open the cold frames and things like that. So on a really windy day, it's absolutely invaluable to be able to do that, and I can see exactly, because I know how my plot is oriented with respect to these roads, so I can see exactly what's going on. So I really, really like that. It's really beautiful as well. So anyway, that's where we are, just below Blackpool. And so it's got some other fantastic features. So one of the ones I really like is the ability to compare different weather models. That's a great feature, and that's particularly good when you're trying to make a decision like, when should I plant out my winter squash, for example. And you really want to be as cautious as possible when you're making a decision like that. So if you see any bad weather on any of these forecasts, using different, generated using different computer models, with different assumptions, etc., then maybe best wait a week or something like that. So I definitely would use this out if I was making a decision as to when to plant out my outdoor tomatoes, for example, things like that. One of the other great features is the ability to alert. So for example, you can set alerts on wind speed, on rainfall amounts, on temperature ranges, and just send those alerts to your email address. There you go, and that's my email address for anybody who wants to send it to me, send anything to me. I love it. I think it's a classic. So now I just want to show you Weather Pro on the iPhone rather than the laptop, and the real benefit here is that it has what's called the wind theme available on the iPhone, and you can set your own thresholds for what you consider to be red, the red zone basically for the wind. And I really like this because what I've done is observed over the last few years the point at which I need to actually pay any attention to the wind, and so I set that as my threshold, and then it shows it in red if it's actually going to pass that threshold. So basically I know that I can ignore the wind for the next 2 weeks, but for the next 2 days I actually need to pay some attention to that. So it means, pay attention to which doors I'm opening in the polytunnel, how far I've got the cold frames and the load tunnels open, and all of that sort of thing. It really is useful. It just gives you a kind of at a glance peace of mind as to when I need to pay attention to things. So basically all the power that you saw on the iPad, you've got a similar sort of interface here. So this is Weather Pro in the portrait mode. Again, it's really useful. Again, you can see the red bars showing that I need to pay attention to the wind for the next 3 days. And so now, just for completeness, this is windy on the iPhone, same sort of thing. Again, really useful, really beautiful. So I hope you like this quick video, and if you've got a favourite, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. My name's Steve, this is the Seaside Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.